Hey, it's 9/11, Saturday 9/11. Thought I'd do another video. I've been slacking off here primarily because of the hurricane and trip to LA for the LSU debacle last week. But it's good to be back. If you like my videos, please smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel so you can be notified when I do these videos, whenever that may be. It's Saturday. I'm preaching this weekend, today at the vigil, and tomorrow morning at 7:30, so I'm at my office a little bit early. It's a little after 3 when I record this. The reason I wanted to share with you about 9/11 is because I remember it well. My wife and I were both in Times Square. The day before, we actually have a picture of my wife sitting on a bench with the Twin Towers behind her. And you know, in those days when you would take a picture, and you got it developed, it would give you the date on the back, and it actually says on the picture 9/10/2001. It was the day before the attack. We were supposed to go to the World Trade Center that day, but it rained. We went to the Statue of Liberty, got soaking wet, taking the boat back, and decided we would put it off till the next day. And our plans were, I had an early morning board meeting, and when the board meeting was over, we were going to the World Trade Center to visit it. I had a very close friend who insisted that we go there, and so it was on our agenda. He had actually called the night before and asked if we enjoyed it, and we told him we were going first thing the next morning. Well, needless to say, things changed. I was at that board meeting. We were having our coffee when all of our phones started to blow up, and all kind of sounds started happening, and somebody said the Capitol just got bombed. Well, it wasn't the Capitol, it was the Pentagon, and the towers had already been hit. My wife called down to the boardroom and said she was watching when that second plane hit. And so here we are in Times Square at the Marriott, 42 blocks from where the attack happened. And what do? Let me take you back 20 years. The Marriott immediately converted our main convention hall into two parts, one for communal dining and one for triage, to bring the injured in, to have them treated. And all this hustle and bustle is going on. We're told everything that we had scheduled was off. So we walked out the hotel, and you could see, as you looked toward the towers, you could see the smoke and the dust and the debris, and it was awful. I remember it so vividly. And of course, they decided that there would be no one on to Manhattan and no one off. Everything was secured. So here we were on Manhattan, couldn't leave. No food could get on, and no traffic could get on. So it was just dead. We waited during the day for the injured to come, and they never came. We know what happened. There were no injured. There was no triage. There was no need for triage. That evening we did have the intention of having kind of a communal dinner for everyone staying at the hotel, but the hotel restaurant was open, so we were able to actually get a meal that night. All flights were canceled. We were told that 2 days later we would be able to get the private plane from our corporation to come get us, and so we had to kill a day and a half. The next day, it was so eerie, you could walk in the middle of Fifth Avenue, no cars. You could lay across. There were some bicycles, but no cars.
You must have the early ones.
Yes, it was eerie. Additionally, there was very few things open, but what was open, we were able to get some meals. So we found a hamburger joint or something, I don't remember what it was. But we could look down the street, and we walked to toward where the Twin Towers had been. And you could see it was like because those streets are now and the buildings are so tall, it looked like a tunnel. At the end, it was just white with the chalky stuff. And we got to a point where there was barricades and they wouldn't let you go any further. And we did. So we walked around. We wasted some time. We prayed a lot. 1 o'clock on Thursday, our corporate jet had a flight plan to come get us, and the Secretary of Transportation was doing a press conference, and they were allowing all planes to take off at 1 o'clock. So of course our plane was ready. It was 1 o'clock, and at his press conference, somebody asked him about private jets, and it was almost like an afterthought, like they hadn't even thought about that, and he made a comment, and they canceled all private jets, and our plane's flight plan was canceled while they were on the runway. And so they called us, said they're not coming, so we rented a car at Hertz. We got the last car, and myself, my wife, and 2 co-workers drove back from New York, and we had to go north to go south because we had to go all the way around New Jersey and all the way around. And of course, we traversed the country to get back. It took us about 24 hours. We alternated drivers and went. A couple little tidbits about that. My kids had no idea where we were. We eventually got word through the switchboard at Lamar, and then they were able to contact family members who then were relieved that we were okay. My friend was panicked, called my son, "Please tell me you've heard from your parents." No, we don't know what's going on. He was just distraught that he had told us to go there, and I communicated with him later in the day. It made him feel better. So that's our 9/11 story. We got back. I remember it vividly. All of the patriotism, people with flags on their car, the unity. Nobody cared if you were Democrat or Republican. We had that very hard election when Bush won with the hanging chads and all that. All of those thoughts went away, and unity was so apparent in our country. And I just wish we could go back there. So that's my story, and I have to sneeze. Excuse. So I'm sorry about that. So what I want to share with you lastly before I go is a tidbit about faith. Everybody thinks, not everybody, but a lot of people think belief and faith are the same thing, and I don't. I think belief is a noun and faith is a verb. Faith is an action word. And today's second reading at Mass is St. James saying that faith without works is dead, basically. And with that as the launching point, you can know that the amount of your faith is evidenced by how much you do, how much work you put behind your belief. And if you are a follower of Jesus Christ, you will do what he tells you to do, and that is love your neighbor as yourself. Love God first, then your neighbor. So with that, I'm going to sign off on this video, and I'm going to publish it on YouTube a little later. And I hope you all have a 9/11 that is full of remembering what it was like when the country was unified, not polarized, when God was on the tip of everybody's tongue, and when we were not besieged with the kind of negative that we are besieged with in this day and age, and that everybody will do whatever they can as their little part to bring us back to where we were. With that, sorry I sneezed. Once again, if you would subscribe to my channel, it would be muy importante. If you would smash the like button that you like this video, it would be much appreciated. And if you have any comments, feel free to either post them, or if you want to email me, most of you know my email address, and I will touch base with you later. Peace and grace to you.